Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Black Women Never Listen, Just Gaslight and Deflect. Let's get right into it.
A man to lead and you don't listen is wild. Women are out here saying that they want a masculine man that'll lead them, yet they're out there not listening. That in itself is so demasculating. Want a man to lead you, you better be ready to listen. A man to
Take it from a girl that's not black, okay? I mean, black women are not listening. And look, I went through something this morning that made me make this video. I'm going to tell you guys about it, but first we're going to go through some clips. Okay, here's a woman saying, single women, you got to stop refusing to listen to men. That's why you're single. Let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond.
The reason why it's important to consider men when they speak, specifically if you're single and you're wanting to date a man. It's Coach B. Wiley here. You want to listen to what the man wants. If what you're wanting is a man, then why not offer your ear to a man when he begins to talk versus trying to shut him down because you think what the man wants, because last time I checked, you ain't a man. So if you want a man and you continue to hit a dead end when it comes to men, and men are fleeing from you, they are ghosting you, they are avoiding you, they are making all these excuses of why they don't want to meet up with you and be with you and commit to you outside of picking you up and putting you down. Maybe just listen to what men have to say and what they're interested in versus being a Mrs. Know-It-All, because you still don't have no man and we know you want one. Get it together, girl. The reason
She has a great point because the girl I'm talking about that I experienced it this morning with, she spent the night last night, everything went smooth. Everything went smooth. By the way, so this is the first time I had sex all year. And it was great. It was fine. Beautiful brown-skinned girl, smart. She's an attorney. Great. It was great. But the one issue we had this morning was she could not listen to what I was saying. We're having a discussion about something, and she started arguing me about something I did not say. And when I tried to interrupt her, she got mad and said, "You're always interrupting me." So I let her continue on. And I'm going to tell you how that story ended, but we're going to go through more of these videos because these girls kind of make my point. All right? Everyone kind of knows that black women do this. Anyway, here is a therapist trying to give you advice to women who always think they're right. Let's listen to what she has to say.
You ever know somebody that has always got to be right in a relationship? There is no compromise, no anything else. It's either they're right, you're wrong, and that's it. I want you to look at how that affects relationships or even your relationship with that person. It is important to listen to people. Communication is key. And when you listen in, it's funny how you may hear something that makes sense. Remember this, is that when people are talking to you, they're speaking their truth based on their experiences. So some of it may not be wrong, but when you come together and you compromise and you figure out what is going on with this person to make them think that way, it makes a whole lot more sense and it makes it easier to have a relationship together. You ever know
much easier. Look, I agree. Communication is key. And the reason why I decided to block this girl after I dropped her home, because I picked her up. She hit me up. She went to Mexico over the week, right? Last weekend, last Saturday, she went to Mexico. She came back this Saturday. Today's Sunday. And so she hit me up on Saturday. As soon as she got back, she was like, she wanted to see me, right? This is going to be date number 2. We went on a date prior. Anyway, long story short, she came over. We smashed. We had a good time. But here's the issue that arose. We're having conversation. And look, she's a smart girl. She knows a lot. She got her law degree, her Juris Doctor. You know what I'm saying? She's an attorney, right? She reads through contracts. She knows a lot. But she don't know everything. And she definitely didn't know what I was talking about. And we're having a conversation, and she was arguing something I wasn't saying. And every time I tried to say, hey, well, I wasn't saying that, you're making a straw argument, she got mad and like, you're not listening, you're not listening. And I got so frustrated. You know why I got frustrated? I actually went silent. I went dead quiet. Because, like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I got frustrated because she was accusing me of not listening while she was not listening. And it made me realize something I'm going to add to my new book, because I'm writing a book about dating right now. And a new thing I'm going to add to is that women don't listen the way men listen. See, men, we listen to understand. We're going to listen to try to clarify what you're saying. It's not about me agreeing with what you're saying. It's about me trying to understand what the hell are you saying. Okay? I'm not trying to guess for you. Women, they listen like they're trying to take turns, meaning that be quiet, shut up. That's listening to women. Just being quiet, shut up, and wait your turn to talk. That's listening to women. Not actually hearing what you have to say, not actually understanding what you're saying, but just take your turn. So a woman listens to, it's my turn to have a mic, then your turn. Oh no, you're interrupting, you're not listening to me. She accused me of not listening, not because I wasn't listening, I was listening. Because she felt like I interrupted her and that was rude. And that's very different than what men do, okay? Now, I found more videos that kind of support this statement. Here's a guy explaining his relationship with women and how women don't listen. Let's listen to what he has to say and we'll respond.
When a healthy man says, hey, listen to me, right? It's not do as I say, command you to do this or any of those things. No, it's more so hear me, right? When I open my mouth and I'm trying to explain my point of view or, you know, let's say you're doing something. I say, hey, babe, I think I have a better way of doing this. You know, hear me out, right?
What does she do or what does she say that makes you feel heard?
Sometimes it's affirming. Sometimes it's just, oh, okay, I never thought of it that way before. Or, I'm kind of going to try that next.
I think part of the issue, when men say things like, listen to me, how it comes across is like, he's talking, she's sitting there silently and smiling. And then when he's done, completely done talking, then she goes, whatever you say, your highness. And that's just how the listen to me comes across. It doesn't come across like two adults that are equals having a conversation with each other. It comes across like you sit there, you shut your mouth, you smile so that I don't feel uncomfortable. And when I'm done, you say, wow, babe, that was amazing. Whatever you say, babe, always, babe. Okay, babe, wonderful, babe. Even if she disagrees, that's how it can come across to women.
Funny that she said that because to me, that's exactly what women do. Women don't want you to actually listen. This is something I'm actually discovering. I discovered it this morning. Literally, we smashed last night. We even smashed this morning. It was good. She loved it. My neighbor's going to be pissed at me. I know. I'm going to hear from it. My landlord's going to complain because she was yelling and screaming. I tried to put her face in the pillow. It didn't work, okay? We had a great time. But I decided to block her because I picked her up and I dropped her off. I decided to block her because I realized I don't want to be with a woman who cannot listen to what I'm saying. If you can't follow what I'm saying, I don't want to be with you. You're way too difficult to be with. No, I'm not trying to figure you out. Listen, I'm not saying agree with everything I'm saying, but don't argue something I didn't say. And you guys are probably saying, well, what you didn't say? So we were talking about a scenario. I'm trying to remember exactly, and not that it doesn't matter, but I gave her an analogy like, because all right, so we talked about this concept of dating where women feel like they need so much time to get to know somebody, and I say as men we don't feel like we need a lot of time. I could judge somebody quickly over three parameters. Over three parameters I could find out right away. I could find out, so I could judge you by what you do, your disposition, right, and what you eat. That's me personally. I could look at someone and have a complete idea of who they are based on what they eat, what they do for money, and how they carry themselves, right? And she's like, "Oh, that's not enough." In her mind, she needs more time with a man. I'm like, "All right, what more? What do you need more time to do what?" Like I'm letting her explain the point. And she's saying that she needs to see how a man is under, a serious situation, under extreme situation. Let's see how he handles like extreme stress, right? And I told her, well, I'll look at how someone deals with minimal stress. Right? Because to me, I don't need extreme stress to see how someone reacts. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it under minimal stress. Meaning that I give the example. If a man can't manage $10, I wouldn't trust him with 10 million. You know what I'm saying? If you can't handle and you can't budget and you can't manage $10, there's no point to give you 100, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? 10,000, 100,000. If you can't handle the small stuff, you're not going to be handling the big stuff. Just like a man, if a man sweats the small stuff, you know he's going to sweat the big stuff. That was my point to her. And she turned around and said, oh, well, I don't necessarily need a man with money. And I'm like, I never said that you needed a man with money. And she's like, stop interrupting me. You're not listening to me. And in my mind, I'm like, but that's not the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I never said you needed a man with $10 million. That's what she thought I was saying. She thought I was saying, oh, I require a man to have $10 million. I never said that. And so I just shut up. I just went blank. After she's like, oh, you're interrupting me. You never listen. And I went quiet. I just listened to her out. And I started hearing her argue about, oh, I actually, I'm a lawyer, but I don't actually need a man to make a bunch of money. He can make less money than me. It doesn't necessarily matter. I look for character and blah, blah. And in my mind, I'm like, she's arguing a straw man's argument. I never made these claims. I never said she needed someone money. I just said to her specifically, if I can't trust someone with $10, I wouldn't trust them with $1 million. That has nothing to do with you need to make $1 million. But she thought she heard what she heard, and I let her talk. I didn't say nothing. I was quiet the whole time, just quiet, okay. And she got really nervous. I just went quiet, just didn't say anything. I'm like, So I'm like tidying up, getting ready to take her home. Like, Just I didn't say nothing. She tried to come from behind me, hug me. Hey, talk to me. And that's why I try to say, be attractive and shut up. When you shut up, women really start to go, what's going on? You're not saying anything. The silence is deafening. This is why. Now, this is another example. But I made a mistake after that. I'm going to tell you what the mistake I made, but I got some more clips to go through here. Anyway, here's another woman saying women don't listen to men. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Women don't listen to men. Women think that men were created to serve them. So if you ain't serving them, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because at the end of the day, women think that this is we need to teach males to do this. Women want men to be women. Women want society to transform a male into a female. Women hate women. Women hate each other. But they want to get a man and then make him embody all of the characteristics of a woman. Women don't listen to me.
So funny, they don't listen to us, and because they think their way is the right way and our way is the wrong way. However, we're the leaders of society. We run the world for a reason. Because a lot of women are not rational, they're emotional. And so, again, when women communicate, when men communicate, we do it for different reasons. Like, it is. A lot of women communicate to feel something. Men, we communicate to understand, to exchange information, to exchange facts and truths. Women don't. Facts and truths, I don't care about that. What about how I feel about the conversation? Because how they feel rules the world. It's important what they feel. So they want to change a man to be a logical creature into an emotional creature. And they think that makes sense. They think that makes sense. Anyway, moving forward, here's another woman that breaks it down accurately of what's going on in society. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I saw this one video where this lady was talking about, in this generation, we have created it that women can no longer be wrong. That anything a woman does can be justified and she needs no correction. And sometimes when women hear these things, they get triggered, they get angry, and they're immediately on the defense. But ask yourself this question. When you are dealing with female family members or female friends, do you experience this? Do you experience that you can't correct them without an argument, or they can never apologize for their wrongdoings? What do we really think about this statement?
She is so accurate. They can never apologize about the wrongdoings. Listen, it wasn't the biggest deal. I blocked this girl after I dropped her off. It wasn't because she made the biggest mistake. What was wrong about her is that she couldn't accept that she was wrong. So I went quiet. I went silent. I went radio silent. And so on the drive, as I'm driving home, I told myself, don't say nothing to her, Shape. Don't say nothing to her. That's what I'm saying. She lived about 20 minutes from where I live. So I'm driving her home, and she's like, hey, talk to me. Can you talk to me? I was like, what do you want to know? Oh, why are you not? You get silent? Are you silent because you're mad? I'm like, why do you think I'm mad? Because I just felt like, we're getting into a heated discussion, and she was just nervous. And I'm like, Shape, don't say nothing. Shape, don't say nothing. But she kept prying and prying. It made me think to myself, maybe she actually wants to take accountability in this situation, right? Maybe she actually is seeing that she's wrong. Maybe my silence made her realize, like, you know what? I messed up big time. And that this dude's never going to talk to me again. When I drop her home, she was like, he's never going to talk to me again. So I started to open up. I'm like, all right, I said, why do you think I'm upset? Oh, because you're silent. I said, why would I be upset? Because there's a heated discussion. I was like, so how come you're not upset and I'm upset? Like, I'm trying to pry. I'm trying to get under understand what's going on. Anyway, I told her I didn't feel like telling her why I'm upset, because I feel like it's not going to make it better. It's not going to fix anything. And it's not. Right? If someone doesn't listen, it's not going to fix anything. Long story short, she got me to open up and tell her why I was upset. I tried to explain to her like this. I was like, because you know why I was really upset? Because she gaslit me. She gaslit me. That's what she did. She gaslit me. So here's a person who doesn't listen telling me I don't listen. That was so frustrating to me when she said that, when I try to interject and say, hey, I did not say that. Oh, you're interrupting me. You don't listen. And I'm like, but you don't listen because you're arguing something I didn't even argue. This is not the point that I made. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm done with this girl. Anyway, on the ride home, she got me to admit. So I said, I started off with an analogy. I said, tell me, I'm going to just take it off this, what happened between us. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine if you met somebody, they're a habitual liar, and they accused you of lying. I said, how would that make you feel? She said, what do you mean? I was like, how would it make you feel? Someone that is a liar accusing you of being a liar. She said, I find it ridiculous. I'm like, exactly, ridiculous. That's exactly how I felt. It's ridiculous. You don't listen to me, and you're telling me I don't listen. When I'm listening to you clearly saying something I did not say, all I'm going to do is correct you. I'm not saying you, but she couldn't be corrected. She couldn't admit that she's wrong. Anyway, but she's like, I don't understand. Can you relate to our situation? So I told her the situation. She's like, oh, well, and then she just got so defensive, and it did not end. The rest of the ride home, she tried to say, well, we didn't listen. I didn't listen. You didn't listen either. She's like, we both guilty. She's like, you're just like me. She's like, you're just like me. I'm just like you. Like, we just both don't listen to each other. Instead of taking accountability, she tried to say we're both guilty. I'm like, you know what, man? Whatever. We are both not guilty, baby girl. And she was like, oh, you're just like me. I'm like, I was like, you're nothing like me. You're nothing like me. That's what I told her. You're nothing like me. Okay? And so, right after I dropped her off, I was polite about it. I'm not like a girl. You know what girls would do? If a girl is mad at you, she wouldn't even give you a ride home. She'd make you take an Uber home. She'd make you walk home. But I'm a guy that even if I don't like you and even if you upset me, I still do the right thing. And this is what men do. Women, if she could have punished me, she'd be like, find your own effing way home. Get the hell out. She would have kicked me right out. Yeah. That's the difference between men and women. So even if I'm upset with a woman, I'll still do the right thing. Anyway, here's another video of a woman saying women don't listen. Let's listen to what she has to say.
When I say we don't listen, I've become more sensitive in how men talk and communicate. Men don't communicate enough verbally, right? Because that's the way that we get it. But if I want a man, I need to learn how to speak man. If a man wishes to be with a woman, he needs to learn how to speak woman, right? You're not going to go to some other country and expect for them to speak your language. No, you better pick up a Google Translator or something if you expect, right, to get what you need in another country. So I've learned to listen more to men and what they say and what they don't say. And then not just that, but to take what they say and to take it at face value. Sometimes we take it and we want to dissect it. We want to translate it into female language, and it's not even the same thing. You guys talk a lot non-verbally. And if you can just be quiet and sit back and watch him, he's telling you everything you need to know. When I say we don't listen.
Exactly. When I went radio silent on her, I let her know that, you know what? I ain't dealing with this issue. You crazy. I used to think when people said don't argue with a woman, the reason why they said arguing with a woman because it made her upset. It was like an emotional conflict. But now I'm realizing the reason why you don't argue with a woman because she's not even listening to your argument. How can you have a conversation with someone who doesn't listen to your argument? And not only do they feel a need to be right, is that they automatically assume you're wrong without hearing you out. Black women, maybe all women, they won't hear you out. And even when I finally admitted to her on a ride home, hey, look, I didn't say that. She's like, oh, you did. And she's like, well, I didn't say that either. I didn't say anything about money. Like, I went and told her, like, you meant on this whole rampage of saying that I'm trying to say that I said. Like, well, I told her, you thought that I said that a woman wants a man to make $10 million. I never, so this is the first time I'm rebuttaling this. I ain't never said that. Right? Because we're in my living room. We was like eating food, and that's how we got into the discussion. So I finally told her on the ride home, I never said it. She was like, well, I never said that either. I never talked about it. And I'm like, oh my God. Now she's not even taking accountability. Now she's trying to say she didn't say that either. You did say that. I listened to you say it, and I try to give her evidence of it. And again, she went right back to not listening. And I've realized that this actually, me telling her what I was upset about, it gave her enough ammunition to just blame me for everything. Now, I went from I being upset and she's trying to win me over to now she's upset too. And now I gave her enough information for her to concoct the argument that, you know what, we're both wrong. And you know what, you're just like me. And she made this whole argument that she was never making before. And this is why, guys, and I made a mistake and I told myself, don't open your mouth on the way home. and on the way to her house, driving her home, and I still open my mouth and I put my effing foot in it. And this is why I say, guys, be attractive and shut up. That girl was all over me because she found me attractive. She kept saying, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot. I think you're so hot. I want to hook up with you. I want to sleep with you. I want to get F'd by you. That's what she said. That's why she came over. She went away on vacation to Mexico for a week. When she got back, she wanted to smash. Okay? Now, this to me is something that all men got to stay clear of. Now, I love what this lady says about black women listen up, because guess what? I'm not the only one that observed that black woman did this. So let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond.
Do y'all know how good it feels to be under the supervision of a healthy, dominant black man? Do you know how good it feels to be able to look up to a black man, to be able to learn something from him? I cannot believe that this election has collectively turned y'all against y'all own men. And these white women convince y'all, more power, sister. Yeah, do whatever you want to do. Whole time they understand. They understand the importance of a family dynamic. Y'all the only ones that don't understand that. Which is why we are easy fucking targets. You running around here taking advice from GAY men who want your men, who themselves are not mentally stable, clearly. No offense, but it is what it is. We are a lost fucking cause. We are at the point of no return. We need to get back to the basics. We need to understand the importance of healthy family structures. That is the only thing that is going to fucking save us. Not Kamala, not Trump, not none of that. Sticking together, okay? That is what's going to save our ass.
And guess what? We won't actually stick together. You know why we won't stick together? Because black women have made it so hard to just have a conversation. We can't have a conversation. We were not even talking about, we just had a difference of opinions, but it goes from a difference of opinions to you saying something I did not say, and you're hell-bent, instead of taking accountability and saying, you know what, my bad, I made a mistake, I thought you said this, you didn't say that. I would accept that. Like, oh, that's it, okay, cool. Yeah, you thought I said something I didn't say. But when I told her what she thought I said and I didn't say it, she just turned it on and said, well, I didn't say it. She just didn't take no accountability for saying something that I heard her say because I was quiet when she was saying it. And I'm like, you know what? I got to make a video about how black women don't listen. They just gaslight. Because that's all she did. She just gaslighted and deflected. So it turned into me accusing her of something to her accusing me of that exact same thing. What a very interesting trick. Anyway, here's an example of a black woman doing this on a podcast. Let's watch it and we're going to respond.
I can't bear kids, right?
So it's a problem?
Listen what I'm saying. I'm not here to pass judgment. Only God can do that.
It's a problem.
I'm here to give information. A woman has a particular role, and if she doesn't play that role, there's no family or no family structure.
Mm-hmm.
A man, the black man, has a role he has to play. If he doesn't play...
Now this video is good, and I have something to share that's a little bit outside of the perspective that people have been giving. There's a man in this video who is with genuine intent, sharing knowledge, and he's calm, he's respectful. These are the things we ask for. But then you have a woman who is actually refusing to really engage. And this is a broader issue. So she can hear him, but she's not really listening to him. And when we don't listen as women, we immediately isolate ourselves from what team can look like when men are trying to actually engage with us. When we approach discussions defensively, we isolate ourselves from important perspectives. We need the perspectives of our men. To be a winning team, ladies, we must listen, learn, and share roles rather than insist on playing every single position. Close your mouth, open your ears. Open dialogue is building stronger partnerships and fostering inclusivity. If we want men to hear us, we have to listen to them.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? She knows exactly the problem, and this video is from 2024 in November. Right? This happened in May of 2025, and this lady talking about exactly what happened to me in 2024. You want to know why? Because this pattern is so predictable, and so many black women are guilty of this. People could just make random content about it. That you could watch another clip from another podcast from years ago, and you see the exact same behavior. Black women, y'all must listen to us. Not listen because you must serve us, but if you don't understand what I'm saying, how can we really have a conversation? We're never having a conversation with black women. When we tell them we don't like bat wings, they don't listen to that. When we tell them we don't like the baby hairs, they don't listen to that. When we tell them we don't like weeds, they don't listen to that. Now, the girl that spent the night last night, she has some natural hair. She shaved her head, actually. You know, it looks good on her. Shout out to her. She had a nice little shaved head. And she had beautiful brown skin, so we had a great time. We had a great time. She loved it. She told me that she was digmatized, okay? I like to hear that, okay? But she tapped out early. I had her tapping out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling her what it is, okay? Now, I want to address one comment. I had somebody saying that, oh, my wife said, how you writing a book? Because, you know, you say you could be, your book's title, Be Attractive and Shut Up, but you don't actually have a wife. You don't actually have a wife. And I responded to them, listen, that's two separate skills. How to smash a girl on the first night is a different skill than how to build a long-term relationship with a girl. And the reason why I'm personally single, because I haven't found a girl that's worth building a long-term relationship with recently. I've been with girls like that in the past, but even some of those girls, they didn't listen. Okay, but at least they were cooperative and submissive. Okay? No, so what I'm saying is, if I want to spend my life with somebody, one of the absolute requirements is that they hear what I'm trying to say instead of what they think I'm trying to say. I don't need any girl to try to translate what I'm saying into womanese and then try to tell me that this is what I'm saying. Like, that's automatic red flag. That's an automatic no. And again, remember what I told you me and the girl was arguing about. She feels like a woman needs a lot of time to spend with somebody to figure them out. I said, I don't need that much time. I spent 2 days with her, smashed her, felt the pussy and all that, got the head and all that. Spend the night with her and all that. And after that one discussion I had with her, I realized I can't be with her. It didn't take me 6 months. Cut her off after 2 days. And I didn't even spend that much money. I didn't spend any money, actually. If you want to know my cost per night, I didn't spend a dime. Maybe gas money, picking her up, going to we went to Jersey City together. That's it. I didn't spend no money. So, you know, I can write a book about how to be attractive and shut up and how to get girls, because I've done it. I haven't smashed all year until last night. Well, actually, this morning, I said last night. I mean, we smashed last night and this morning because, you know, she wanted more rounds. But I wrote a book because in my experience, I know exactly how to do the attracting and smashing part, the part that a lot of men fail with. I don't struggle with it. And this is why I don't actually care to put myself out on dating apps and hook up with girls, because I've been there, done that. I actually, myself, I'm looking for more value. I'm looking for a deeper connection with a girl. And I can't have a deeper connection with a girl if she don't listen. And on top of that, if she gaslights me for something that she's actually guilty of. That's a no-no. And men, if you see this, avoid them at all costs, okay? Now, here's a girl. I like her content. She makes content on YouTube, but this is her TikTok channel. Let's listen to what she has to say.
It really does seem to be true that the only person that can correct a black woman is a gay man. I'm not coming for any, the LGBT community at all. I'm not sure if y'all saw the post where the woman was asking a question, like literally asking, like, who can correct us? Like, who can correct us? And at first I thought no one. Like, there's no one on this earth who can correct a black woman. Not a black man, not a black woman, not nobody. No one. No one can correct us. Can't nobody tell us anything. No one. And when I was in this live the other day, this man said it. The only person who can correct a black woman is a gay man. And I'm like, you are right. You are right. I don't know why, but that is so on point. They value their opinion. And this is, I'm just saying that is where the correction can come from. They value that man's opinion. They value what he thinks, what he says she should wear, what she should do, how she should act. Like, it's like what he thinks is golden. Anybody else? I don't know. Like, when that man on that live said that, I was like, wow, that you're accurate. That is absolutely correct.
And that's the funny part. They said they don't want any sassy men, but sassy men are the only men they listen to. You know, this girl was singing me praises, bro. She's, oh, you're so hot. You know, I was in Mexico. I was thinking about you. So supposedly she went to Mexico on a solo trip. That's a red flag, too. But she went to Mexico on a solo trip. Just to give you some background, she's 33 years old. She's a black woman. She's an attorney in New York City, but she lives in New Jersey. And she went on a solo trip, you know, whatever. Cool. And she told me that, you know, a lot of men were trying to hit on her, and she was thinking about, like, you know, having casual sex or whatever, but she didn't, and it got her hot and bothered. So when she came back, she just felt like, oh, I got to get it done, and she thought about me. And this is another reason why you guys should read my book, okay? Because think about it. I got a girl that go away on vacation, and she could get smashed by other men. And maybe she did. I don't know. She said she didn't. She could be lying. I don't know. I don't care. I know people in the comments are going to say all types of ish. It's possible. I don't know. But all I know is when she got back from Mexico, she texted me, hey, what are you up to? And I hit her up, and guess what? She spent the night that night. She just got from Mexico, and instead of spending a night in her own home, which, by the way, she's a homeowner. She got a home. I'm not going to say where, but she got a home in New Jersey or whatever. And she spent the night in my bed, first day back. And she was throwing, she didn't make me do nothing for it. Nothing, I didn't have to chase her for it. She came right to me. Okay? But, again, she had a hard time listening to me. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why you're going to have a hard time listening to me. You want black men, but you don't want to listen to black men. So here's a girl, and she talks about why black women are the least active demographic when it comes to getting married and in the gym. And a lot of it has to do with them not listening to us. So listen to what she has to say, and we'll respond to it.
That says that the average black woman in America weighs 190 pounds. And as I was diving deeper into the article, it talks about how black women don't like to work out. We are the least active of all demographics. And it's really interesting because it made me start to think, whenever I'm in a workout class, I look around, I'm typically the only black girl. If there is another one, it's literally just one other. And it really just made me question a lot of things. It's like, why is that? What is sort of like the barrier that's preventing us from being active? And I'm not talking about just going to the gym. Perhaps that's not your thing, but what is it that's stopping us from being active? I think that's one of the reasons why I started my platform, is to encourage, people like me to be active. Also, when I look at like the influencer wellness space, or the ones that are starting brands like the Aloes, it's usually a non-black person, and so I want to sort of be an advocate for that. But really, I think it really starts with, do we just not feel comfortable in those spaces? Are we just too busy? I mean, we're starting businesses and doing everything else, so why is it that we can't make time to take care of ourselves? So really want to dive deeper into this conversation and really understand, like, what are the barriers that are preventing us from like working out? But as I look,
the barrier is simple. They don't pay attention to men. Because we've been saying we want fit, feminine, and friendly women this entire time. Black men never said they wanted overweight women, but y'all don't listen to us. Now, the girl that spent the night last night, she wasn't overweight. She was fit. She goes to the gym. So she had a couple things going for her. College educated, attorney, attractive, respectfully, yeah, and like I said, she was fit or whatever. But her biggest issue is she does not want to cooperate. And I think it has to do with her childhood. From what I could tell, her daddy wasn't in the picture. Go figure. That's red flag. I should have paid attention to that. That's that rule almost never fails. If a girl doesn't have her daddy in her life, that's like a red flag. But she was actually very well behaved, well mannered, right? She was very well behaved. The only issue I found out with her is that she gaslights me for something she's guilty of. I just thought that was just so irreprehensible that I was like, I'm not going to deal with a girl like that. Like, there's under no circumstance I'm going to tolerate that. So, even if you're fit, feminine, and friendly, if you don't listen, you're out. You're out. Anyway, here's a girl talking about if your woman don't listen to you, she don't like you. I don't agree with her, but let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond.
If your woman don't listen to you, she don't like you. If your woman don't respect you, she doesn't love you. Simple. Okay? So if you still complaining about that shit today, sir, move on. Because the reason why she's staying with you, because you're beneficial. You might be paying the fucking bills. She might have to work and you have to work. But you gonna have to watch those kids. Y'all probably got kids together. That's why the bitch won't leave. And why the fuck are you complaining, sir? Why are you still staying with the bitch? Okay? It's just what it is. Like I said.
I agree with her to an extent. Like, I don't know if a girl doesn't listen to you, she don't like you. And maybe she don't. Maybe black women really do hate men. And that might be the case. That might be the case. They really do hate black men. Except for gay men. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that black women, they don't listen because they think they know it all. They're hard-headed. They're stubborn. That's all it is. I don't think it's like this like magical thing that we got to figure out. I just think they don't listen. I don't think they feel like they have to listen. I think they think the world revolves around them. Listen, I know you're the center of your universe, but you're not the center of the universe. Okay? So when you deal with someone like me, stop acting like I'm going to put you first the way you put yourself first. So you got to consider me if you want me to consider you. Because here's what people don't understand, right? And when it comes to character and judging a man by his character, how many women, if they're upset with me, would still give me a ride home when they know after they drop me off that they're going to block me and never talk to me again? How many women are going to do that? Virtually none. None. Women, if they could punish you, they will. If they could stick it to you, they will. And if it could be hard and dry, they will. Okay? No Vaseline. Girls would screw you so bad if they can. They would. I'm the kind of guy, you know what? Even if I don't like you and I don't like something you did and you piss me off, I'll still do the right thing. Yeah, a lot of women can't do that. Anyway, here's one more woman. She talks about how women don't listen. Let's listen to what she has to say. We'll respond.
So here are a few questions that I have for us. Number one, why should our men continue to be open to listening to our complaints about them when we are not willing to listen to their complaints about us? Why? Why should they be open to listening to us? We don't listen to them. They're speaking up now, and we have every freaking excuse. We have every argument. We have attitudes about everything that they are saying about us. We don't want to hear it. We think we complain about how they're saying it instead of listening to what they're saying, because we're all up in our feelings instead of listening to what they're saying.
It could be so easy. And this is a grown black woman saying it. This woman did not listen to what I had to say. I'm writing a new chapter in a book that I already started writing to add this in it. That women don't listen the same way men listen. Women listen to argue. Women listen to deflect. Women listen to gaslight. But they sure as hell ain't listen to understand you. They listen to respond. They sure as hell ain't listen to understand you. And in fact, listening for them means taking turns. You got the mic, I got the mic, take turns. Don't interrupt me. Even if they're going to spend their whole time talking about something you ain't never talk about. And just to turn around and tell you what, oh, you don't listen, you don't listen. Oh, I'm listening. I heard you clearly, and I didn't say any of the stuff that you're accusing me of. You know what I'm saying? She went on a whole tangent about something I never said. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. It really makes me understand why I am where I'm at today. Because I could find a girl that has so much. She could have all the hardware, right? You could look good. You could be fit. You could really want me, desire me. A lot of men don't even get all these things together. I'm getting all these things together. Fit, you know what I'm saying? Like works out, you know what I'm saying? Looks good. Smells good, nice, kind, polite, good teeth, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Natural hair, you know, she shaved her head, but still natural hair. And she looked good with a shaved head, you know, on her Amber Rose-ish. But the one thing she had missing was she does not know how to listen. And how many black women is that's going to be their fault? Their fault is they won't ever listen to what you have to say because they have a need to be right. They're always right. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're right. And they expect us to be in relationships with them. And you know, I've realized the biggest mistake I made was trying to explain to her what she did wrong. I should have stayed quiet like I was. I should have just stayed quiet. Because when I stayed quiet, because I made her, in the morning, you know what I'm saying, after all that smash or whatever, we both took a shower together. I bathed her. She bathed me. It was a great experience. I'm sure she loved it. A great experience. And I made breakfast for us. And we had a discussion while we're eating breakfast together. But then I went quiet before I was done eating my breakfast. And then I went to wash the dishes, and she came up from behind me trying to hold me and rub me. And oh, she's upset that I was taking all the attention away, that I went radio silent. And my biggest regret, and I don't regret it because I witnessed exactly even more what I needed to witness, is that being silent worked. And then the minute I spoke up and tried to explain myself, this is another thing, never explain yourself to women. Never explain yourself to women. So when I was quiet, she was all, oh my God, never gonna talk to me again. Like, she was in that energy, and the minute I explained myself, it's, oh no, you're just as bad as me. You're wrong. But it didn't matter to me because I knew I was gonna block her and never see her again anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was gonna be her loss, and maybe she'll be fine. She's an attorney, maybe she'll be fine. You know, whatever. She just won't have me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing her any bad, but no real man that wants to lead a woman is gonna put up with a woman who doesn't listen. That's gonna work with beta males. And maybe that's the males she's used to dealing with. I don't know. I don't care. That's on her. But when it comes to a brother like me, if you don't listen, you can't have me. Okay? You're not always right. I'm not always right either. I got to listen to you. I'm willing to take accountability. But I realize that women are not willing to take accountability, especially black women. Not willing to take accountability. It's not worth it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys feel and think in the comments. Maybe you have a different experience. Maybe you had the same experience. I want to hear it. Either way, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.